Brodes Media.
Are you serious? Are you serious? Battling so many damn injuries, you're at home and you sweep the asses of the Tampa Bay Rays. Wow. The amount of no-names that delivered, no disrespect to Cody Clemens, because I know everybody's so pumped about him, but we just watched a series where Cal frickin' Stevenson came up clutch. Cody Clemens had a walk-off. Garcia is behind the dish in the ninth inning with a rocket arm down to second base to record a massive out. And remember, Estevez blew a game earlier in this series. He needs all the help he can get out there. And he got help from Jose Alvarado in the eighth. My man's back. Okay? My man is fucking back. 1, 2, 3 innings, 7 pitches. But wait, I'm not done with the list of no names that delivered. Who the hell is Buddy Kennedy? As a South Jersey guy, of course, the Millville, South Jersey connection, I respect it. And I am aware of Buddy Kennedy. But who the hell is Buddy Kennedy? And let's not forget about Weston Wilson and the dribbler to give the Phils a 3-2 lead in this final game to make sure the brooms come out and you actually do sweep Tampa. So what a bizarre series. Nick gets drilled. Bryce doesn't run out a ground ball. Ranger Suarez is a serious issue. When I tell you, this is as chaotic can get. Kyle Schwarber leaves a game because there was potentially hyperextension going on. He slotted into the lineup the next day, but then is removed from the lineup when he took some swings and it did not react the way we needed it to. They're not hitting any panic button, apparently. We may see him very soon. This 7-game stretch we got coming up here against the New York Mets. Dude, I want to see it. I want to see this Phillies team do something big in these 7 games. 5-2 at the minimum. 5-2 at the minimum. I want you to play with piss and vinegar. I want you to play with fire. I want you to bring that edge that you brought when Nick Castellanos got drilled. And yes, they ended up getting suspensions. The pitcher, the manager, Kevin Cash, is removed for a game. The pitcher gets 3 games. I thought John Boy did an amazing job, by the way, breaking down not just the lip reading, which he does a sensational job with, but the potential of tipping pitches and the changeup, and maybe that's why the whole entire inning played out the way that it did. Then frustration started to boil, and you plunk Nick Castellanos, which is a disgrace. And I sort of have to walk through this timeline chronologically to share my thoughts in the moment because it tells a bigger story here. So I guess, where do we begin? Should we begin with just game 1? Okay, I'd say I want to do chronological order, then I ask where we begin. Yeah, I'm a fucking idiot. Okay. So let's get to what happened with Bryce. Bryce Harper, in a game where Rojas is out in center and Estevez blows the lead and it's a home run that was caught and then the ball drops out over the center field wall. It's a shame, but you got Cody Clemens, who was a star for you and definitely had the back of the superstar. Bryce Harper should have doubled. He should have gotten extra bags. It ends up with a single. Now, I heard the reaction. I saw the reaction. There were a lot of Phillies fans that wanted him to be benched. I even heard some takes that they wanted him to be removed from the game instantly. Charlie Manuel would do it to Jimmy Rollins. Bryce Harper is no different. He's the face of the franchise. And if you want others to follow suit, You need to put the hammer down. Because even in that particular game, prior to Bryce Harper admiring the shots, which wasn't even a shot, by the way. That wasn't a moon shot. That looked like a line drive. Did that have the admiring type of launch angle? If you put it 650 feet like Kyle Schwarber normally does, then fine. And by the way, Bryce hasn't hit a home run in a month. And that's the ball that you think is a no-brainer lock? I don't know if it felt right off his hands. Clearly it did for him to have that reaction. But when you saw the shot itself, I mean, that was not a let me just sit here, stare at it, and I can gloat while I'm running the bases and trotting at half speed. But we were talking about this during Coffee with Brodes, and I made it very, very clear. I despised what Bryce did. I hated what Bryce did. With that said, though, if you're Rob Thompson and Bryce comes up to you after the game and instantly apologizes for it and all that stuff, it's not the time to bench Bryce for a statement when you're trying to win games. Some of you may not like this. It's a case-by-case situation. But Bryce Harper, he's the type of player, you take the good with the bad. When this stuff happens, Rob obviously acknowledged it. His reaction in the dugout, he was not satisfied, like the entire Delaware Valley. But I don't know what benching your best superstar does. Right now, it's almost the middle of September. There's not a soul on that team that thought, for whatever reason, it was okay for him to do what he did. So it's not as if others are going to follow him now and go, well, Bryce can do it. I don't think that's the case. And also, how many times in the playoffs, since we've had some of these historic playoff runs, is that fair to call it a historic playoff run? I don't know. But, just playoff runs in general. How many times has Bryce destroyed us due to not playing baseball the right way? And how many times has the team decided, well, since Bryce always decides to play at 50%, I'm going to? When they were winning playoff series after playoff series after playoff series. I hate it in the moment. And I just don't know if now is the time to act on it. And now it's time to go win games and start to make this push happen. Rob Thompson is a let the clubhouse operate by the pros doing what they need to do. Now, not every clubhouse is the same. Not every clubhouse has $300 million contract guys. Not many of them have Nick and Trey and Kyle and Bryce and JT. And, this is as pro can get. On paper, that is. A lot of these guys, this is a different style of clubhouse. They always say this about hockey with fighting. Whenever they try and take fighting out of the game, a lot of people that love it so much go down the path of you have to police the game itself out there. So when the refs start to be embarrassing, you know that I can't do X, Y, and Z because there's a goon on the Flyers' fourth line that's willing to drop the gloves and you are going to have to pay. Well, in a weird, different way, this clubhouse, they police themselves. That's the style, and that's how this whole thing has been set up since Rob Thompson has come back. So, or has taken over, and Joe Girardi was let go and did not come back. Here's reality. Yes, the Rojas's of the world and guys who bat 8th, 9th, 7th, it's not the same. Show me when the lack of heart and play in the right way with Bryce and everyone following is the reason why they can't win in the playoffs. It was a bad moment. I've never seen those level of moments hurt Bryce Harper in the playoffs. I've seen him strike out. I've seen the offense go quiet. I've seen them come up short against an Arizona Diamondbacks team. But not for that. It's just for not hitting the baseball. And then poor managerial decisions by putting your team in a war spot looking at rough relief pitchers. But with the way Jose and Cochran are going, baby, I don't know if we're going to be in that predicament this season.